Hello, welcome in everybody. Words are hard tonight. Welcome in everybody. I hope you're having a good night so far. It's Thursday night, and I missed y'all last week, but I'm happy to be back. And this is the channel. This is Wagworks GA. I'm Jeff. You can call me Wags, and we're gonna do some art tonight. Actually, tonight we're gonna dust off an old one that we haven't probably worked on in, oh my gosh, two years. It's been like 2 years. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. Let me just chug down that coffee for a second. I can see now that I'm going to need to slow down my words tonight. I might be more tired. It's been a busy couple of weeks, y'all. So yeah, we were off last week because one, we had company, and two, that company was because it was one of our kiddos' theater show weekends. So last Thursday was opening night for their show. They did Disney's Descendants Junior, and obviously we loved it. They did great. But yeah, so I would not have really gotten back in time for stream last week. It would have been tough. But here I am now. I'm debating whether I should add this to the pile of makeup streams I still owe you guys. Right now we're at 2 officially. I should probably add a command to keep track of this. Knowing full well that if Frank ever goes back, he's gonna abuse it. Frank, I don't know if you're here or not, but I every time I was going to go message you in this last 2 weeks, I realized it was late, and I'm like, I'm probably going to send a message and just disappear. I want to wait till I can actually have a conversation if he's there, but then I totally, in all the busyness, missed it. So sorry for that. I hope you're doing all right if you're out there. Gosh, okay, so what do I have for announcements tonight? Yeah, so we're in the middle of May here, and the goal, as I mentioned before, for May is to complete this whole month is our GDQ piece focus. So Games Done Quick, also known as GDQ, has their big summer marathon, Summer Games Done Quick, July 5th through something. I was like, I could probably be not lazy and look up the actual dates. Hold on. Yeah, so Summer Games Done Quick, July 5th, that's a Sunday. They'll kick off around noon and run 24 hours a day through till the wee hours of, basically midnight or a little bit after midnight on Saturday, July 12th, so possibly ending kind of into July 13th. But it's a week-long event. They're in person in Minnesota, but they are also virtual here on twitch.tv/gamesdonequick. I feel like I adjusted the brightness on this monitor and it is now searing my eyeballs, so I'm gonna just turn that down a skosh. All right, that's better. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so they're raising money for Doctors Without Borders this summer. They're a great group. I have like a whole spiel about Games Done Quick because I love them. Excuse me, fixing a wire here. Yeah, they are what made me aware of Twitch as a thing well over a decade ago, and I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And I like to help them and their causes and their amazing community. I like to donate art pieces, so I'll do something here on stream and then get it printed. We've been doing some kind of fun, just not typical art print type stuff lately, and donating them as prizes that people can then, of course, donate money to prevent Doctors Without Borders. Prevent Cancer is the winter one, but they'll donate money to Doctors Without Borders, and when they do that during a certain time slot, they're entered to win like a whole bunch of prizes. You can check out their website, gamesdonequick.com, and check out more, but the prizes I think are still being, the submission window is wide open. It ends at the end of June. But my goal is to finish in May so I can get things printed, sent here, look at them to make sure they're good, and then send them in to GDQ. We've done beach towels, we've done blankets, we've done coffee mugs, we've done some traditional prints too, some very, very large prints. But I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this one. So usually what I do is it's a whole thing on stream. Like I'll go through, I'll look at the games list, which released on May 1st this year. and make a long list of games I might want to do something for. Then I'll cut that down, and then I'll pick like 6 of them or something, or 6 to 8 of them, and do thumbnails, and then pick a favorite. And this year with theater and all the stuff, like time just flew by, and I wanted to try to streamline this process anyway. So here's what we're doing. I looked over. I did make a short list that I wanted to talk about. Well, I don't want to talk about, that I wanted to consider. And then I realized that I actually had already started art for one of the games that was on my short list for a previous GDQ. So let's go over to art mode, and I will show you what I'm talking about. Hello, Clip Studio, are you gonna show up in there? Oh, this is what's happening right now. This is unusual. Let me fix this. Hold on, what happened here? I turned off the navigator window. So I found out when I was posting the YouTube video of the last stream, story time while I figure all this out, I found out that I made a silly mistake. I don't see my Clip Studio source in here anywhere. So that would be why I don't have that. Yes, there we go. No. Wrong one. Okay. So anyway, I realized that I'd had the I like to sometimes have the navigator window up when I'm working in the fine details of a piece. Having the bigger zoom out helps see, if you're kind of just casually browsing the thumbnails in the art tab on Twitch, or if you're watching, you can see the bigger picture of what I'm working on. So I'll oftentimes put that window up. What I didn't realize, of course, was that it will capture a lot of different Clip Studio windows, including properties windows and things like that. And that's not a problem in itself. But the problem that does happen is when it doesn't go away when you close that properties window in okay, let's do it like this. Let's just go ahead and make the canvas take up the whole thing. I like that. I actually like that better. Okay, all right, well, there we have it. Let's see how that works. Okay, so I'll finish story time. Yeah, so the properties window, I've been tinkering with, I've been showing 3D models in Clip Studio and how they work. And, I'd had properties window for one of the 3D models that you can use to draw over popped up, and it captured it. But it just never cleared. So I spent, even when I closed the properties window, I spent the last 20 minutes of stream just taking up the lower right corner of stream. So it was a little unfortunate. So I've learned my lesson. The properties window, the navigator window, is off for now to not capture any accidental dialog boxes from Clip Studio. I'll bring it back up when I'm, working on the details of a piece again. But lesson learned. Okay, so what I was talking about was this was way back from when I was doing a piece for Summer Games Done Quick 24. So this is 2 years ago. I believe summer. I think so. Not winter. Yeah. So Summer Games Done Quick 2024, and the piece that I ultimately ended up doing for that one was this one. This may be familiar if you've watched stream long enough, or if you've watched the YouTube channel. You've seen this is the one video that Ashley actually did it for me, but we have a compilation video for a shortened 20 some odd minutes that shows this whole thing, the process from beginning to end of me making this. I think ending with me actually showing the physical blanket that we got printed with this on it, which, by the way, was so cozy. It was delightful. And anyway, this was the piece that I chose that I'd done for Summer Games Done Quick. But one of the ones that I had gone really far into prototyping because I was interested in was this one here, which was based, of course, on it's Twilight Town in Kingdom Hearts 2. So you've got, you know, Pence and Hayner and Olette, and then you've got Roxas and Axel and, oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking on Xion. Sorry. I like Kingdom Hearts a lot, so forgetting a character's name is kind of mind-blowing to me. But at that point, yeah, so you've got this, and you got, this was like so detailed. Even just the sketch took a really long time, which that's underneath here. What is that sketch? Like, I did a lot of work on this. Yeah, so you can see a lot of the adjustments that I did and stuff like that, but the rough sketch, and it was just, I liked even the sketch so much that I came back and had been working on it periodically for a while until I had some other projects that came up that took precedent. And I had been wanting to finish this for a long time. And it seems like now's the time. This is largely done. Like, a lot of the line work is done. Now the shading is of course going to be something to think about, but we will get there. But this is a piece that's largely done. I do want to get the backgrounds in for Twilight Town, all of that. I've got, I don't know how well you can see that in the view there, but yeah, I've got some reference here loaded up that I can work from to grab colors and, you know, make sure I'm getting all the there's a little bit of detail behind the tower that I don't have right now. Yeah, so like some of this stuff that I'll be getting in there. But yeah, so I realized, hey, guess what? I've actually already done Kingdom Hearts 2 is one of the games that's being run during Summer Games Done Quick 2026. And I already have a piece that I've put in 11 hours of work on. So maybe I should just use that one. And that's one that I really wanted to finish anyway. So this is what I'm going to do, this Kingdom Hearts 2 piece, even though there's like a bajillion amazing games that I totally love that will be being run during that week. You can check out the schedule. Actually, the schedule might have come out today. But the games list is officially out on gamesdonequick.com, so you can see what they're playing. So this is what we'll be working on tonight. But of course, we're going to do warm-up and all that good stuff. That was my biggest announcement. So the month of May, I am finishing up this piece. That is my entire goal. I've only got half a month left, so I think I'm pretty confident I'll get there. But that's our focus. We'll get this done. Then I'll get it printed, sent here. I can share it with you guys and then send it off to Games Done Quick, which I'm pretty excited about. And then what will our focus be for June? I have an art list somewhere. Hold on. Wait a minute. Just a minute. I have a thing for this. There we go. There we go. Okay. I will be very curious to see how much this art list has changed. From when I initially made it. Okay. Where are we? Hello? There we go. Okay, yeah, there we have it. Okay, so this is what it was. Now, the good news is, this is a little bit old, so this comic is done. This one is happening. We'll get to that in a second. This Lunar New Year's piece is done. This we're just going to put a question mark next to that. I don't know if that one will be happening, so we'll just kind of do this. These ones, no, maybe for next year, but that's for later. We'll see about that. So hey, look at that. This was on the list, and so I can just kind of combine these two. That's kind of perfect. And then want to get into Disney illustrations, all that, and maybe a story for a low-key anthology project. So okay. A lot of unchecked items for being halfway through the year, but we're doing okay. I swear we're fine. But okay. So that's where we're at. I guess the other announcement I wanted to share, I have been still, while fighting the decision-making process of picking which piece I'm going to do for GDQ, I did do this. I have been working and filling in a little bit, just like in those moments where I have only a little bit of time and only a little bit of brain power. I've been continuing on characters for this Dungeons and Dragons group illustration. We're really close, y'all. We just have 1, 2, 3, 4 characters left to do, plus like the background. But yeah, and I'm actually starting in on my actual character over here. So this is my orc, wild magic barbarian who thinks he's a wizard, hanging out over here in the back. So yeah, I'm almost done with this one. So that's probably going to be June. I need to finish this. It's been like 6 months since I started. Granted, there's been a lot of those 6 months that I haven't actually been working on it. But still, it's been a little bit. And actually, if you are curious about this piece or curious about like the individual characters from this piece, I do have a progress page that I've been keeping up with for the members of that D&D campaign on our webpage, so you can actually just check it out if you're curious. And I also have spot art. Now this needs to be updated. I've actually exported all the finished characters up to this point and a newer work in progress. So this is a little old as of today, but I need to update it very soon. So if you want to see, though, you can check that out there. And actually, if you just go back to the homepage, you can see all of our good stuff on our webpage. Our Lunar New Year's art, a lot of our graphic novel projects for kids. You can see some of our comics and slice of life stuff. You can also check out our not recently updated blog. You can look at our shop and see some of the stuff we got there. So there's stuff there. There's good stuff there. Anyway, that's where that is at. So what I think we should do now is roll into our warm-up. Because I don't really have any new announcements. I think our schedule is going to be normalizing for a little bit here. So I'll do that. Okay, let's do it. And as you know, if you've watched the stream before, our warm-up is Pokemon Fusions. It's been a lot of fun doing these. Haven't been too terribly horrific, the creations that have come through so far. There we go. So I'm just gonna bring you over our random Pokemon generator. This website is pretty handy, randompokemon.com. Yep, so we're just picking from all the Pokemon. There's a couple that I've had a lot of, so I will skip over them and draw new ones if I get them, but there's a lot to pick from, so hopefully we'll get some unique combination. So what have we got tonight? Okay. Like from the biggest to the smallest. Fascinating. Okay, we've got the Gigantamax form of Hatterene, and we've got Grubbin. So, okay, we can work with this. All right, I'm going to clear this while I pull up some references, and we can get started. Yeah. I do think that Gigantamax Hatterene is one of the cooler Gigantamax designs out there. I do really like this one. So I'm excited to draw it. I'm curious about how I'm gonna mix this with Grubbin, but as usual, we will figure it out along the way. Any of you Clip Studio artists out there, do you also do that thing where you go to move the image, but you accidentally just move the center rotation point? It's not bad necessarily, but it's just a little bit frustrating. Here so we can see. Okay, well, now that I got all that there, as usual, you are not only welcome but encouraged to join in on the warm-up because it's fun to draw, even if you're not someone who usually draws, even if you don't consider yourself an artist. Sometimes it's nice just to sketch and doodle and kind of be creative, get it out there. Of course, you don't have to draw the Pokemon. You can draw whatever you want. I just think you should draw with me. It's fun. It's actually been one of the cooler things about doing the stream is I get a lot of artists here in the chat. Hey, Lily, how's it going? Speaking of artists in the chat, Lily has a really cute style for everything she draws. How you doing tonight? It is good to see you. I need to keep reminding myself that looking at someone's name in the chat window on my side monitor is not the same as making eye contact with them. I can stare at your name on the chat all I want, and it's just gonna look like I'm looking away from you. Sorry about that. Okay. For when you make your game, I want to hear more about this. That sounds really cool. And all about the art style challenge as well. Well, cool. Yeah, I was just saying, like, I love that artists come in here and we're all drawing at the same time. It feels kind of just like a big art studio, and it makes me really happy. All right. So I will go ahead and start my warm-up timer. For anyone else that is watching and drawing at home, go ahead and get started now. It's 5 minutes, by the way, in case I didn't say that. All right. Pencil, adjust my color. I don't really like to use the standard black for my sketches. I like to keep the sketch lines a little bit different, just to differentiate them. Okay. I feel like there's an obvious way to do this, and I don't want to do it that way. Oh, that sounds really fun. It's like a dating sim with cute art. Do you know, like, what are you programming it in, out of curiosity? Okay, I need to start on something. No. I could either make a really majestic bug or a slightly terrifying large mushroom hat lady. Okay. So I do think they both feature this central circle for where the head will go. Actually, this would cater really well to the art style from, like, why am I blanking on the name? Silk Song was the sequel. What was the first game? Like in a visual novel style? Oh, that's really cool. So is this something you're planning on doing more just for learning? Like it's not going to release anywhere? Or would there be somewhere where I could see this when it actually, when you finish it? Because I'm curious. I would love to see it. I like your art style a lot, so even if it's in a slightly different style. So we'll draw the hat. It's kind of a central figure of Hatterene. Go figure. Okay, so there's the hair. Need to get sketchier here. So I'll take this kind of shield at the top here and convert it to the top of the hat. Like that, first and foremost. So we could do something like this. I was gonna put the legs in, but that didn't quite look like legs, so let's fix that. Probably gonna release it unless you give up on it. I mean, fair. Okay, this could kind of work, so make it like a flowy dress almost. Okay, kind of continue that line there to give it like the brim of the hat has that like line like here. I would put the dots up here. So maybe bring this like that. Give that like circular section there. This comes out here. Honestly, this kind of, I had no idea what this was going to look like, and I might actually be liking it a little bit. Yeah, honestly, this kind of works for me. Chirpy, hey! Good to see you. How you doing tonight? That is timer. Oh, a goop. Try to draw that fusion. That's a brilliant idea. I should have given it the hat 2 points. Yes. I like that. I'm going to retroactively change my thing. If it's okay. I enjoy the feedback, and that is such a good point. I like that a lot. I'm doing okay here. It was a very, very busy last 2 weeks. Wait, now you... It's a really good challenge. It is a surprisingly, surprisingly satisfying when it works. But nope, that's a fill bucket, Jeff. What you doing? I'm just cleaning this up a little bit. I know the timer went off, and by my own rules, I should be stopping. What am I doing? I just actually think of the ones that I've done, this might be my second favorite that I've done so far. Right after the the Pumpkaboo Beware combination. I guess I should probably also add a little bit of this detail that's on. Yeah, I low-key love this. Like, everyone close your eyes, well, don't watch, we see nothing. Could do it on another layer and a possible ideas layer. Oh, that's true. Yeah. I like this. I like it a lot. This came out pretty good. Yeah, I think this might actually be my second favorite. A very close second to the Beware Pumpkaboo. That one just came out. Do I have that one? I save everything. I should have that totally. Where was that? How long ago was that is the question. Oh, there it was. That was back in February. But this was that one. I think this might be my all-time favorite that I did, but Pumpkaboo, is Pumpkaboo your baby? I love Pumpkaboo too. It's such a cute Pokemon. I need to go back. I think on the Friend Safari in Pokemon X, I think one of my Friend Safaris had Pumpkaboo, and I meant to go shiny hunt it, and I still haven't done that. Yeah, Beware and Pumpkaboo work together amazingly well, and I was just so happy with this one. But I feel like I'm at a similar level with this one. Like, I actually somehow really like Hatterene plus a bug together. I don't know how that worked out, but it somehow did. I wonder what the colors would be. I'm not sure. Anyway. This was a fun warm-up. This was a good one. Definitely. All right. Gonna go ahead and save this. That's interesting. Last warm-up I did, I also got a Gigantamax. What is today? Today's the 14th? 14th. 14th? Yes. Okay. Okay. I get that joy. I 100% get that joy. Yeah, Pumpkaboo is definitely one of my favorites as well. I'm usually not super... Well, I don't know. It's like I say, I don't really usually like Ghost type, as in I don't play Ghost type a whole lot in Pokemon games, but I do like a lot of the Ghost type Pokemon, if that makes any sense. Okay, so this I feel like was a successful warm-up. Let's hop on over. What do I open over here? Is this just the thumbnails of everything? Yeah. So this was actually the thumbnail brainstorming that I did for that 2024 Summer Games Done Quick. And as you can see, I finished the Sonic. I continued working on the Kingdom Hearts 2, and I worked on one for Mario Galaxy. I had done one for the Teal Mask DLC for Pokemon Violet, and then I think Pokemon White 2 and Legend of Zelda Link to the Past were the other ones that I considered. But today, our mission, I'll go ahead and close this too. Now that I've shared this update as well. Almost there, guys. We're almost there. Oh, no worries, Chirpy. Oh, we'll have a good dinner with your family. Oh, and say hey to Glitch for me too. Yeah, I keep seeing them go online, and it's at times that I am not available to go to hop onto Twitch and watch anything. But one of these days, I'm gonna make it. Yeah, sounds good. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and yeah, we'll see you next time we can see you. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, give it. Tinka Primarina, and other fairy types. Favorite will always be Pumpkin. Okay, I do like. So it's interesting because I feel like when I saw the starters for Alola, Poplio, the design did not really seem that exciting to me, but Primarina I like a lot, and it really kind of redeemed the whole line for me. Maybe those are fighting words, I don't know. But yeah, Tinka. I have not finished Pokemon Scarlet yet. I'm still like on the second or third gym, I think. But I do want my final team to have a Tinkaton in there. That is my goal. But I also really like playing. Now that Gardevoir is Psychic Fairy, I think Psychic and Fairy. I usually play Gardevoir and Umbreon, and like there's quite a few really good fairy types that I like. Sylveon is a favorite. Alright, see you later, Chirpy. Yeah, I thought it was really cool when they introduced the fairy type in Pokemon X. It was nice to kind of have an alternate way to battle dragons aside from ice or other dragons. Okay, so what am I missing from this? The lines are largely done, which the lines and detail were a huge part of the effort on this. I need some background. I'm not going into that level of detail as is here. I love that explanation. Yeah, I think I also was, so I didn't play through Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but I did get the demo, I think, and I was a little torn between Litten and Rowlet. I think I ended up going with Rowlet because similarly, I'm not a huge fan of Incineroar. And did you see the starters for the Pokemon Wind and Waves? They released the starting Pokemon images when they announced the game. Have you seen those, Lily? I do need background lines. I mean, I could just paint the background a little bit. I don't do a lot of painting. You saw Pombani's baby. Yeah, it's funny because immediately after they revealed the starters, like I saw almost all of the same commentary on it, and like almost everyone was talking about Pomban and saying like, please don't make the final evolution like a bipedal fighting type that no longer looks cute. So we'll see what they do with that. We will see. I mean, hey, look at Fuecoco to Skeledirge. That went from standing on 2 legs to standing on 4 legs. So for maybe, I guess they did something similar with Oshawott too. We'll see. I'm holding out hope. It's such a cute starter that I really hope that they don't mess with it. Oh wait, I do actually want this open because I'm gonna color pick from this. Whoopsie daisies. All right, let's get some. Wait, my characters. All right, who am I gonna color in first? Let's just start with Pence. All right. All right. Let's see, how tight did I make my inks for this? Let's find out. How many holes are there? Yay! It didn't just bleed everywhere. That's delightful. Ooh, that would be interesting. That's a cool idea. That would be fun though. Yeah, I'm curious where they're gonna go with the plot of Wind and Waves, and I feel like they could maybe, because there could be themes that tap into that, you know. Like we had been, Ashley and I had been watching a show where they're looking at, you know, some of these like Pacific Island cultures where it's these small islands and they just, you know, they actually have like a really long history. Fallen, hey, how's it going? Hope you're having a good night so far. I know I've seen you hop on every now and then, but I feel like it's been forever since I've talked to you. How's it been going? It's going. How's Frank doing? I keep on wanting to send him a message, but it's always like late or I'm in the middle of something and I haven't done it yet. I just wanted to, I hope he's doing all right. Let's see, let's go with not, do I have an off-white? I do have an off-white. That'll work. So the white is the color closest to the red. All right. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I will legitimately message him before the next stream, but please let him know I said hey, and you know, I've been thinking about you guys and hoping all is well. Day 1 of your anniversary. Happy anniversary. Also, I hope you had a good birthday. That came up recently, right? But Lily, I really like your idea for the evolution for Pombon. I think that would be super cool. I feel like they're starting to explore some of this, like a lot more complex stuff in Pokemon now, as the audience demographic has kind of widened. Yeah. Did you do anything special? Oh, no worries. Well, have fun. Happy gaming. And yeah, I hope you all are doing well and hope to see you again. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, his shirt is also kind of that off-white. Okay. So Lily, so back to talking about fairy types. It's funny, back on my my Pokemon X, the team that I ran, I had a Sylveon that actually leveled up to 100. So it was pretty amazing. I think I soloed I started like using them to solo the Elite Four for grinding money. It's pretty good times. That and like, I think either at 100 or close to 100, I had an Emolga that was similarly destructive. It's hard. I have played at least some of a lot of different Pokemon games now. Starting with Gold back as my first one. And it's hard to balance now because there's what, 1,025 Pokemon? Something crazy like that. It's really hard to balance between like, okay, do I build a new entirely unique team this time with primarily Pokemon that are like found in the region early? That must have been fun. So, Sarina. Yeah, but I always have trouble figuring out like, okay, do I just like work with what they give me, or like do I put in the effort to try to either bring in from home or find my favorites if they're available? Oh goodness. Yeah, no thanks to any of that. Cool. Yeah, also I just like to grind and like level up my teams. I am not a competitive Pokemon player. I feel like I don't necessarily think well enough on my feet in the moment, or I don't take the time to really think about movesets in the metagame enough to be at all good in competitive Pokemon. Oh, you still don't? Well, wait, Home's been around for a while, and it's like you get, because I don't have the premium or whatever. I just have the 30 slots that you can use to shuttle Pokemon between games. And really, I use it primarily because I can take all the Pokemon I catch and go, which is a great way to fill out a Pokédex and bring them into like Scarlet or whatever. That's been kind of nice. Yeah, you can install it on your phone and also on Switch, and it's free, but it's just more if you want, like, you only get 30 slots with the free version, so then you have to, if you pay up, you get like 3,000 or something crazy like that. But yeah, you can do all that stuff to transfer in between. It's totally free. And then if you had Pokemon Bank, it can interface with Pokemon Bank, so you can bring all the Pokemon you had from a lot of the older games too, if you did that. But yeah, it's kind of nice. I like it. Like, I didn't look up what the evolution requirement was for Milotic in the newer games, but I had a kiddo who wanted a Milotic, and I was like, well, I've got a Phoebus right here in Go, and I know the original, like in Gen 3, you had to like max out the prettiness stat and do all this kind of interesting stuff to get it. So like, is it going to be difficult in Scarlet? So I was like, you know what? I'll just walk the like 50 kilometers or whatever and evolve it and Go, and then bring it into my kid's game. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I don't get every Pokemon game, but we have invested in a few of them for sure. And having played from virtually the very beginning, I do have a little bit of a soft spot for it. So I guess on occasion I'm willing to pay up. But I've now played most of the games. I think the 3DS was probably my heyday for the most part, because that was back when I commuted and I was on a bus for 2 hours every day. Which is not the way that I preferred to spend my time, but it did make for decent gaming time, listening to music time. Not great art time, you know, with all the shaking of the bus and everything. Actually, it's kind of cool. This year I celebrate 10 years as a full-time remote employee after working 9 years of commuting 2 hours a day. Say goodnight to Asha, everyone. At this point, honestly, I really don't know how I would ever go back. Not just as a matter of preference, but you know, with a kid who has medical challenges, I do not know how we would manage that. So I'm quite thankful. That wasn't the original reason. It was, you know, more of just like an opportunity to do so at the time, but then our life kind of grew into that. That'll be interesting, getting some of the detail in on the handkerchief. We'll get there. Actually, I'm gonna do yeah, that'll be a highlight color. No, that's fine. It's just kind of a black headband. So I'll pull that. Pull that. Okay. Yep. Let's see. You know, it's funny. I'm closing in the gaps as best I can. I know a lot of this is really small detail, but I feel like I have to do it. I feel compelled. I don't know, you ever have that where it's just like, even if most people looking at it won't know that it's there, I'll know it's there, and it bothers me. Okay, what's this? You know, it's funny. I was thinking when I was coming back to the piece, I'm like, oh, lines are pretty much done. That's crazy. Like, I should be able to get all the colors done in one stream. And then I forgot. I forgot about the choice of using a textured pen and then, you know, having to go in and touch up all the details every time you fill anywhere. Could this be an argument for drawing simpler lines? Probably. Will I learn from my mistakes? Probably not. Bless my heart, I'm trying though. I feel like that's the 8th time I've used that phrase today. You do this with some of your brushes. It's especially your newer stuff. I do feel at least a little bit redeemed in the fact that I'm not currently going in and adjusting the vertices on the vector lines. Like I've come a long way from like that level of worrying about stuff. So I guess that's a start. Not trying to adjust every pixel of everything. But I just don't want it to look, I don't know, there's a certain like grainy, unfinished, unpolished look when you see like the pixels that are just unfilled. I've probably seen a million other like images from other artists that have had it, and I haven't even noticed. But I know it's there in mine, and it bothers me. That's how it is. If I were a D&D character, my passive perception would not be high. That is what I'm saying right now. That is what I'm seeing. Alright, I'll tell you all what. It's about 11 o'clock, and I could use a sip of actual water. So this seems like a good time for me to take a quick break. So I'm going to take I'll aim for 2. It could be as long as 5. 2 to 5 minute break. I'm going to run a quick 1 minute ad roll in here while I'm stepping away. But I'll be back. It's 11:04 Eastern time now. So I'll be back by 11:05 it's 11:05 now. By 11:10. If not earlier. So I'll be right back. I hope you'll have a good break, and I'll see you guys in a few. Where's my Be Right Back screen? There we go. Okay, this time for real. See you in a few. All right, I did it. I'm back. Hey guys, how's it going? I hope y'all had a good break. Where's my art? There's my art glove. Cool, cool, cool. The water. Okay, well, let's keep going. All right. Let's try and get serious and get a little more progress. And not that I wasn't serious before, but see if I can make a little more progress on this. Because we got a ways to go. Oop, nope, no, there we go. If you've come here for silly noises, you are in the right place. That's definitely not what I wanted. Okay, so these come back like this. Yeah. I'm just using a lot of this off-white color here. Just to kind of get a mid-tone so I can actually add a little highlight on top of it yet. It can get like a little bit brighter if I want it to, but it doesn't have to. Get that sea salt ice cream. I still don't think I've actually had sea salt flavored ice cream, but after playing Kingdom Hearts 2, I know I feel like I need to. Okay. How can I streamline this tidying up? Because there's a lot of detail on this piece, and if I keep going at this rate, several months are not going to be enough. So I need to figure this out. I need to figure this out, indeed. Well, let's see. Let's test something real quick. Okay, turning off the color layer for a second. This whole thing is contained in its own folder. So let's see if I closed enough gaps. I should have. That if I do a magic select. No, it does want to select. Where does it get inside? Oh, there. This gap. Okay. So. You see, you know that thing I said about not hand editing vertices? Yeah. Apparently that was a lie. But that's okay. I'm actually doing it for a very specific reason, so I feel like it's technically different, maybe. Maybe. Okay, now if I do this now, that gap is closed. So if I let it think. Okay, nothing inside is selected. And that's good. So now I'm gonna invert the selection. And I'm gonna take that mid-tone skin color. No, I'm gonna take the off-white. That's what I want for my base. Okay. And I'm just gonna fill this entire layer, which I'm gonna use as a clip 2 layer, but I'm also gonna duplicate it and it will be my basis for, okay, I think this is gonna work. I think this is gonna work, but we're gonna find out. So there's still maybe some details to color in. Excuse me. But there will be no transparency underneath, and all of the flat white stuff will be handled. So let's see if this was a big brain play or not. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not convinced of my genius just yet. But I'm cautiously optimistic. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I could have just made more work for myself. Because, you know, I've never done that before. That would be super strange. Okay. I never noticed he had such a nice eye color. But I don't need to worry about that because you don't see his eyes when you draw them closed, Jeff. What are you doing? Okay, so there's still gaps in here that I will have to deal with. But this is promising. Oh, these aren't even... You know what? I had been worried about coloring these bone shapes in as like off-white, but they're not even white. They're not even white. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Well, I'm not 100% sure that was a huge time saver, but I do feel like it was important and useful. So I'm going to stick with what I did. And keep thinking of ways that I can maybe make this go a little bit faster. It would be amazing if I could just make my voice actually do this sound. So it's funny, I don't know if in the stream manager layout, if previously the chat thing had like the little thing that cycled through. Dadix, hey, how's it going? Welcome on in, Raiders. How you doing? Thank you for the raid. It's good to see y'all. I hope you're having a good night. Yeah, so I am working on a donation piece for Games Done Quick. Their summer marathon is coming up in July, and I like to donate art to help raise money. This one will be for Doctors Without Borders. And I have resurrected a 2-year-old Kingdom Hearts 2 piece that I've been working on. I had done almost all the line work on it, and yeah, I'm just filling in some colors now. Yeah! Are you a Kingdom Hearts fan? It's been a while since I've played, but I love the series. I love the meeting of Disney and Final Fantasy. It's good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, I'm just laying down some flat colors right now, realizing that I have some small gap filling to do, and it's kind of miserable, but I'm getting through it. I'm getting through it all. Dadix, how was your stream tonight? Let's just fill this in. By the way, if any of you haven't been here, I'm Jeff. You can also call me Wags. You grew up watching all the cutscenes on YouTube. I mean, there's a lot of cutscenes. Well, and actually, for some of the later, or for some of the ones like the collections they did, some of the games they only represented through cutscene collections, like 358 and a half days. I played through that one. That was another one during my bus commuter era when I had 2 hours every day that went largely to video games because I was sitting on a bus. Handheld video games, but still video games. It was good times. It wasn't entirely good times, but I made the best of it. Anyway. Yeah, I haven't played 3. There's a lot of games that I haven't played, but I, at least in general, know the storyline at this point from thanks to twitch.tv. And yeah, I love the mix of all the worlds. Obviously, we're a bit of a Disney family. You missed it at 10 o'clock when I started stream. We actually had the Magic Kingdom fireworks going off. You might hear them in the background sometimes. It's pretty loud. We're about 2-3 miles from Magic Kingdom as the crow flies. Script reaching memories. The card system was hard. Holy cow! I didn't do. I have it to play on my PlayStation 3 that I still have, but I just haven't booted it. I played the original Game Boy Advance version a little bit, and like after a certain point, I was just not getting it with the card system. It was not intuitive to me, and I was struggling a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty fun being here in Orlando. So many people that you meet either are or were cast members at Disney. And if you didn't know, cast member can be any role at the Disney parks. It doesn't have to be an entertainment role. They are all referred to as cast members. Okay, that's looking okay. So Dadix, what were you doing on stream tonight? If you're not slightly confused by the lore, are you really a Kingdom Hearts fan? It's very true. You know what? I think because I got the impression that they had not intended it to be a series when they released the first game, and so they very nearly wrote themselves into a hole, but it got such a popular response that then they started expanding it, and they had to kind of figure out ways to make it make sense. Sketching a piece but still in the rough stage. Well, let me know if you want to share. We can do that. You know what I found really helpful for the lore? I'll be right back. Okay. All right. So yeah, if hold on a second. Let me go to hello. There we go. Here we go. All right. Yeah. So if you can find it on sale on Amazon, this is a nice one to have if you're a fan. It's the Kingdom Hearts character files. It goes all the way through. I think it goes through Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. But like. It's so true. It's like, well, yes, trying to explain even just the basic enemy types in Kingdom Hearts to someone who's not a fan is definitely a challenge. But yeah, so like, you know, you've got screenshots from the games, but they also have some of Tetsuya Nomura's art as well in the book, and it's kind of cool. And it's just got explanations of everything, and you can kind of follow the actual plot. Yes, me too. I wish they had more like these for other series. I know there's I think a Mario one, and there's like Hyrule Historia for Zelda series, which I don't have either of those. But this one, I do love this one. It's yeah, I love to pull it out from time to time and just page through. I don't do a lot in his style, but Tetsuya Nomura was an early influence for me, at least in like my college days. Oh, Demon Slayer? Oh, that's nice. Like, I love it when they do have those collections. I know Studio Gainax has a book, I think, and Ghibli, of course, has one. And Disney does for, like, a lot of their movies. They'll do stuff, like, here's, like, the Turning Red concept book. I love these. Like, Disney makes it a point to release these for all their stuff. But yeah, like, it shows everything from like the sketches of the characters to like the actual like 3D models, even without the colors painted on top. And then this is just, I'm not gonna get every book. I promise I'm not gonna get out every book that I own. But also, like, this one was really good. Like, the Marvel series ones are great. Oh my gosh, the metal that is a hard style. I love that style. It's so cool and edgy, but I have no idea how I would go about recreating something like that. Yeah, like the Marvel books are super cool too, because you get to see all the concepts for how they took like years and years and years, decades of comics, and turned it into like the characters that you see in the MCU. It's just super cool stuff. Like, huge fan of all that. But yeah, oh my gosh, the Metal Gear Solid style. Oh, and even though I no longer have my Super Nintendo, I did randomly hold on to my Link to the Past player's manual because I love like the art that they had in it. I like collect, like, I feel like as an artist, you have to hold on to stuff to like, it feeds you, right? The more you look over it, the more you kind of just soak it in. It kind of works out through your art. I think it's really important. But anyway, I do love that art style. It's really cool and really edgy. But I haven't the slightest how one would go about just from scratch doing that. Like, I feel like you definitely have to work at that style. Alright, how can I do this quickly? Because I can't get stuck. It's true, and I think, I don't know, but I kind of get it, because like, even when you look at your own work, right, like when you compare your sketches to the final product, like, you have to, at some point you have to choose a direction and go with it and commit to it. And oftentimes the final product is designed by committee more than the initial concepts. Like, the initial concepts usually come from one brain and then are changed after, you know, critique, or sometimes going up the chain of approval from like stuff like that. So I feel like sometimes if you like the vibe of what one person's brain was on, seeing it get kind of watered down or transformed into something else can be kind of a not disappointment, but it can, you know, you can like the original better. I also feel like a lot of times there's I notice when I do stuff in your like loose concept sketches, when you're just trying to go fast and not get too tied down on anything, not worried about making a fine, like polished final piece, there's a lot more energy to it all. There's a lot more looseness in everything. And I think you see that a lot too with professional stuff. Like when you see the concept art versus the final. Sometimes if you're not careful when you polish things, it actually kind of, they get stiffer. I definitely should have phrased that a different way. But anyway, you get what I mean. You get what I mean. But yeah, I remember this was like another one of those moments when you look back on it and you're like, why didn't I realize that I was an artist all along, or wanted to be an artist all along? Like I remember sitting in my grad school research lab and like drawing Tetsuya Nomura characters like while my research programs were running. Like I'm like, so you're saying that even while you were progressing into one career field, you actually were kind of just unpaid doing another career field. Interesting. Yes, it really is. Like character design is something that I really took for granted early on. I think I'm getting better with it now. Because let's face it, also half the time we just want to draw a character that looks cool. And sometimes we don't know their backstory when we start drawing, and we actually draw and then we decide a backstory after we see what the design looks like, which I think is pretty valid too. There's a book. Is it in our library down here? Does my kid have it? No, it's here. This is one that I really enjoyed. It's not an A to Z on character design, but it's pretty good as creating stylized characters. And with this, they actually take several character concepts and they show you how they like put things together to make them. And then they take, they also take just kind of one, here, hold up. So they do these, they're called character projects. It's been a bit. So like this one, the topic is Alien Explorer, right? And then they do like, they show, first of all, this is like the thought map to show you like the ideas that they took and they combined. Then they do their research. So they actually show you their research and like the different types of animals they want to combine and the different elements. And then they have like their thumbnails for some different ideas of what you might draw. And then they deconstruct into like the basic shapes and like of it and how you look at the silhouette and everything. Ooh, nice. Lily, do you want to share it? You're welcome to if you want. Sorry, that was like really forceful and violent. Would you like to share it? You're welcome to. And then they explore like values and color. No, I apparently just like to do show and tell, Daddix. It's not your fault. Is that? Please let me know if this is bothersome. I'm like, ooh, look at this book. Look at this book. Look at that book. But then they do other stuff like they do variations. Like let's make it a young alien. We'll pull in these ideas and. So they ended up with like this. And anyway, it's a really cool book. If you can get it from your library or something, it's nice because they take the character concept, they show you how they build it out from scratch, and then they do like several variations on the character, so you can kind of see like how you communicate different ideas through your design. All right, cool. Is it over in the Frank's Discord? It feels weird using Frank's Discord without Frank. I really need to start my own Discord channel server, yes. Seven Minecraft how-to books because it's nostalgic. Yeah, I can feel that for sure, 100%. I know, sometimes like, oh my gosh, like, I'm still holding on to like my Nintendo Power. I don't know what year this was published, like 90. Do I even want to share what year this was published in? 91. 91. This was the one that they released as a special subscription bonus when you subscribed back when Super Mario World was first released. And like I held on to this. Like it does have some Mario art and design stuff, and it's also got, of course, you know, look, this was before YouTube was a thing. They just made collage maps of the entire level. Hold on, am I still? Yeah, I'm still on this one. They just made collage maps of the entire level of the game. This is how you gamed in 1991. A book that's just on color and light. I mean, that's a lot. Like, that's really important, honestly. Like, that is a very significant chunk of art. I feel like color theory is one of those things that I struggled with understanding for a long time. Partially just understanding what it actually was. Oh, Lily, these are so cute. Hold on. All right. Let me go ahead. I'll do... I think it was with this. Not there. There we go. Yep. All right, here we go. So this is the first one that you shared, that you gave up on, which I think is really cute. I like this a lot. Oh, the cheat code books at the book fair. I am so happy that I'm not the only person who remembers that. Yeah, I was super late to the Minecraft train, I guess you'd say. Like, I didn't actually play Minecraft until 2 years ago, when we got it for the Switch for the kids. Because I didn't PC game much back when it first came out, and then, you know, hadn't really thought of it for consoles. Once we had the kids, like, my gaming time went down. Ooh, animated? That would be so cool. Yes, 100%. That's gonna be... I love that. Oh my gosh. I love it. Lily, this is so cute. Yes, it would be amazing to see an animated version of that too. I'm not putting more work on you. I'm just commenting that it's awesome. That's it. That's the tweet. Oh, nice. Was that like the first generation of consoles that it got ported to? Because I feel like I remembered it being at first just like a PC thing, but I could be wrong. Again, there was a time when I was not doing a lot of gaming, especially anything that was not handheld. So, yeah. So this is super duper cute. Is there anything you wanted to say about it? Oh, well, actually, I just noticed these like really cute, almost like starry details in the arms and leg. That's super cute. I love it. I love it. Oh, really, Dadix? You know what? Thank you for... I was not sure if I was gonna find somebody on Twitch that actually had started playing Minecraft later than me. I felt like I was so late to the party. It was on PC till 2011. Okay. Only on PC. Right. Yeah, well, this is super cute. Let me bring up your second one, unless there's anything else you wanted to say. But yeah, it's one of those things, like, I love that Minecraft is still completely relevant. It's still something that people stream frequently. It's not retro, like people are still doing new exciting things with it. I think it's pretty amazing. And once I finally played it, I definitely got it. Like, once I played it, I was like, okay, I get it. I get why people love this. This is like, it is so easy to lose yourself in any game mode on Minecraft. Like, wow. Minecraft fan for 10 plus years. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, yeah, I think that anyone who plays games, who then plays Minecraft, like, there's just so much there for you. Sonic, I love Sonic. So I'll bring up your second one now, Lily. Oh, this is super cute. Wow, how did you do this? I like this style a lot. It has kind of a cut paper vibe. I love the lineless. Like, this is so good. And the texturing on the skirt. And like, also the depth that you put in the eyes is like absolutely beautiful. And I like the heart detail on the top of the hair. It's so cute. Yeah, so well, we did have an Atari when I was very, very little, but I consider my first real gaming system to be the NES. But after several years of that, I sold that to a friend and got a Genesis. And so I was a Sonic gamer, primarily just to play Sonic games. And I was a Sonic gamer for a good chunk of time then as well. So like anything Sonic 1 through Sonic and Knuckles, I know a lot of those games like the back of my hand. Because I didn't have a wide game collection at that point in time. I had games that I just played exhaustively and knew like every corner of every level, and even had favorite little parts of levels to go hang out in. Using a flat color brush helps too. Yeah, wow. So you do the shapes first, and then use clipping layers to draw the shading and details. Okay. And this is, you said this is for the game that you're working on, or that you want to make? Because like now, especially if everything's gonna be like in this style, like I definitely would love to see that. Looks so cute. But yeah, like this style, it's really clean. But it's also really cute. Gonna sound like a UNC for saying this? Is that like for uncle, or is that something else that I don't know? First game device was a Game Boy Advance from Circuit City. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. For uncle. Okay. Well, I guess that just makes me the grandpa then, just like Frank said. Yeah, definitely we had an Atari 2600. But that was not, I did not primarily game on that. I don't know the story about how we got that one. But Lily, this is really good work. Like all of it. Like I'm loving all of this. So good work. I can't wait to see more of how this comes out. I should probably like draw and stuff soon. I should probably keep drawing. Back to the details. Here we go. got your first 3DS with Ultra Moon. Nice. Simple yet detailed. Yes, I think that's a good way of describing it. Yeah, no, my first proper system was definitely an NES. And early enough in its life that it was when it was packaged with Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. I think Mario 3 was my favorite game on that system. Although I did play a fair chunk of Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers as well. And then I moved to Genesis. And then I had a very brief stint where I got a Sega Saturn. I bought it on sale at a Walmart the month before they stopped making games for Sega Saturn. And my parents, out of pity, then got me a PlayStation 1 that Christmas with Final Fantasy VII. That was before the PlayStation. I had found a friend had brought his Super Nintendo and Chrono Trigger over to my house for a sleepover, and that was when I discovered JRPGs. So Chrono Trigger was my first one. I played a little bit of Final Fantasy games on emulator, so a little bit of 1 and almost the entirety of 6. And then I got the PlayStation and 7, and I sunk, hundreds of hours into that. Final Fantasy Tactics, 8, 9, which is still my favorite. It continues on from there. You had a video game history class in college? That's awesome. I love it. You know more about video games than you need to know. It's pretty vital knowledge. I don't know. I feel like, especially now, video games are so much more mainstream culture than they used to be that it feels like useful knowledge. Your dad emulates old games and is the old tech community. Might go with him to fly out to one of those tech. Oh, that's cool. I haven't done emulation since I was in high school. It turns out that I reached an inflection point where my time to play video games and my games that were available to me to play flip positions, where now I have many more games than I will ever be able to play that I've purchased. So I haven't sought out emulation since then. But it was a good way early on to experience a lot of different games. And I appreciated that. Especially because they were games that I was never going to buy and wouldn't have gotten to experience otherwise. Okay, clean these guys up a little bit. Well, I'm gonna have finished one character tonight, maybe, by the time I finish stream. Cool. Love to see it. Yeah, because originally Nintendo and Sony were gonna collaborate on a disc-based console, but then didn't Nintendo decide they didn't want to do anything disc-based at that time? And that's what led to Sony being like, fine, we'll make our own thing. Nice. I wish I hadn't given up my old Sega Genesis. I have so many memories of that one on that console. That's a really solid system. Thankfully, Sega has not been bashful about re-releasing a lot of those games in various formats. I wish when I'd had more time, I had played a bit more Phantasy Star series, because I always liked the idea of them. And I had a friend when I was in school who had a Genesis who played through a lot of those games, but I only ever caught little bits and pieces of them and just had no idea what was really going on. But now I'm like, I don't I don't have time to invest in another series that's not one of my favorites. You remember having to beat games in one go because you didn't have a save drive? Yes. Oh gosh. When yeah, I didn't realize that the PlayStation 1 didn't have like internal storage. So when I got it, it didn't have a memory card. So I think I had to leave, like, I can't remember whether I just replayed or whether I just left it on until I was able to go purchase a memory card for it. That was a funny time. Really into Atari and other games. Sometimes join retro streamers. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool, Lily. Yeah, I think we had 3 games for the Atari. It was Space Jockey, Commando Raid, and Space Invaders. Yeah. I think Space Jockey was my favorite of those 3. Ooh, Amiga. Wow, that's one that I've never actually gotten to play. It was kind of funny. When I was in grad school at Florida State, in the meteorology program, one of the grad students donated his old Commodore 64. And I think they actually hooked it up to a cluster as like a processor. A computer that could be used for processing, which was kind of hilarious. But like, yeah, as part of a cluster. I tell you what, guys, if anyone ever tells you grad school is all serious business, do not believe them. Do not believe them for 1 second. They are lying. But they're all retro, and that's cool. I still did. Are you talking about the book or the movie? I haven't read the book or seen the movie, but I feel like I remember it being like some people really liked it and some people really didn't like it. If I recall, it was fairly polarizing in the community, in the wider gaming community. Movie. Okay. Was there anything in particular that you really liked about it? Okay, I think the flat colors are actually done here. So I'm gonna shade it now. Do you know how your sister? I feel like, you know, there's in every family, you know, people find their specific roles and kind of march to their own rules, right? Like, all right, where is... So for my highlights, I'm gonna pull. Well, I should start with shadows first. So for shadows, I'm gonna pull. That's really like a brown, really. I want this more purpley. I'm gonna pull you, but I'm gonna lighten you. Probably can't see what I'm doing. So that makes it almost pinkish, but that's okay. Maybe I'll darken that slightly. Okay, we'll try this. So I want to do a coherent palette. So I'm pulling a color from images of Twilight Town that I'm going to use as my shadows and highlights. It's fine. They're like in our house, I game with the kids. I obviously was a gamer as a kid. Ashley used to play video games a bit. But it used to be that just certain games would give her kind of motion sickness, and now I feel like it's probably something about how the things are rendered these days. But now most games tend to have that impact on her, so she does not game with us so frequently. All right, it looks like in general in these Twilight Town scenes, no, you know what? the light source does vary. Like here we've got one that's from the upper right. Here we've got one that seems to be from the upper left. It's really, this seems like it's probably upper right again. This one is upper left. Oh, that's just fan art anyway. This one is front straight on. So I think I have a lot of freedom here. There's no like Canon light angle. View it as a fun turn off your brain and turn your brain off and enjoy the ride movie. Yeah. I find those types of movies to be very helpful in general. Anything. We actually like Hallmark movies a lot for that type of thing. And if you've watched enough of them, it's more like, yes, of course you know where the ending is going, but it's fun to see exactly how they get there. But yeah, I feel like in every house there's someone, Lily, who just kind of, you know, they may not have the exact same interests as everybody else, or there may be something that they don't share in, but that's kind of what keeps it all unique, right? As long as there's other ways that they're included, that's the most important thing. All right, what do I want here? So the composition-wise, there's a lot of empty space coming from the upper left. So I think looking at this, it will make the most sense intuitively if the light is coming from the upper left, a little bit from the front. Not the Hallmark movies. You know what? Some people have a lot of trouble with them or do not enjoy them. And I respect that. That is your opinion, and that's fine. But I like them. Especially because she's a teacher, so not much free time or money. Yeah, I mean, if I'm being totally honest, if it weren't for the kids, like, I don't know how much I'd be able to game, like, at all. Like, it's really, yeah. Some jobs, like, take all of your energy and time and brain power, and there's just not much left. All right, let's just start laying down kind of blocky shadows, and then I can come in if I want to soften them. I'm debating if I want to soften them. I like the idea of it, but then I also know that that is like another layer of time that's gonna go into finishing this that I don't know if I actually have it. Oh yeah, I have Stardew Valley is another one that's on my list. I like cozy games a lot. Like Animal Crossing, man, there's so many days where like I'd be exhausted from a day in the office, and being able to just like sit on the bus and like hang out with my villagers was a really nice way to separate from the workday. I like a good cozy game, I guess that's what I'm saying. Oh, that's... You tried to guess the ending based on the description. I mean, to be fair, most of the time you can definitely see things coming. But being surprised, I've learned, is not the point of those movies. It's not even a little bit the point. I know, I will defend Hallmark movies. Just because sometimes, like, obviously, especially with like a kiddo with like a medical challenge, like, we've got plenty of drama in our life. So it's kind of nice to have something that, like, you know, it's going to be a happy ending. It's simple. Pretty uncomplicated. I very much appreciate that part of it, and can enjoy just something that's like lighthearted. And what I actually really like now is, you know, there used to be a majority of them where like, you know, one character would tell like a big lie or be withholding some information, and they'd have a reason for it, right? But there was the tension of the lie that's clearly gonna get exposed, and they've shied away from that lately in terms of overusing that cliche, which I like. And it's like they actually model like healthy human relationships. I'm like, this is excellent. Please do this forever. You don't enjoy cozy games that much, Lily? They force you to be slower. Oh, cool. Yeah. Enjoy PvE. Oh, your crops can die then? Oh, I don't like that. Don't put pressure on me, game. Let me do things at my own pace. That's what I have to say. Yeah, no, I hear you. Defend animated movie. Oh, yeah. Well, also, let's just acknowledge, like, animated movie doesn't necessarily, like, there's so much different, like, genres and types and feels of animated movies. Yeah, 100% animated movies. Oh, I haven't played... I don't think I've heard of Tiny Glade. What's that one all about? The Tim Burton years of stop motion. Well, I know Nightmare Before Christmas. What else? Was Coraline also stop motion? Which I haven't seen that one, but I'm aware of it in general. Yes. Oh, there was also like, what, Fantastic Mr. Fox? Was that also stop motion? It's not quite as Tim Burton-y, if I remember correctly. Another one I haven't seen but was aware of. Corpse Bride. Oh, okay, yeah. Did you guys ever see the Claymation Christmas? I think I remember it was like a TV special when I was really little, and then we actually found the DVD and Ashley had really fond memories of it. Or maybe she just had the DVD of it. Like with the California Raisins, like stop motion. I'm definitely dating myself right now. You can make houses in cities, but can't go inside of the houses or anything. It's just a building sim. Oh, okay. So, like a little bit like SimCity, at least. Oop. Oh goodness gracious, where does the time go? It's already after midnight. I'm gonna need to wrap it soon, but I'm finally making progress. I can't quit now. A little different than Rudolph, but that's like the vibe, yes. Or actually no, even a little bit less, because the Rudolph one had like other materials, but I think the Claymation ones were literally entirely clay. It's funny, this one gets me every time, because the seagulls always sound like the seagulls at the beginning of Chrono Trigger, so I always think it's going to be a Chrono Trigger soundtrack cover, but it's not. Oh, there's a demo? Nice. I should look for that. I really want to try... I've seen, surprisingly, speedruns of this game a lot, and I really want to try the game Unpacking, which is, I think... limited in scope, but another kind of chill game, but it also tells a story through seemingly simple mechanics. I don't think you ever actually see a character. You're just like unpacking their stuff. Okay, I will probably wrap this up after I finish shading this hair. We'll go to just chatting and I'll close things out, but I just want to finish doing a little bit of the shading. I know I've said it before, but like, I used to think inking was my favorite, which I still really like inking, but I think shading is even more my favorite. It's just so, it's very zen. I don't know what it is about it. Oh, Wallace and Gromit. Yeah. It's like that. Oh, that would be cool. Let people bought it. Okay. Well, it is becoming clear to me that I'm going to definitely be putting in plenty of off-stream work time on this piece to be able to finish before this month is over. But I think I can do that. You recommend always trying the demo? Yeah. Okay. I can take a look real quick. It's so cute. Oh my goodness. I had never seen. Okay, hold on. All right. I did finish the hair detail that I wanted to, so I'm going to hop over to just chatting, and I will share so everyone can see. Oh, that's why. Hold on. I've forgotten apparently how to operate OBS at this moment in time. Cool. Just a moment. Well, I reboot my brain. There. This is what Lily was talking about. This is so cute. But yeah, I'll have to look for the demo. That looks so cozy. Absolutely. Very cool. All right, so I think that's gonna do it for stream tonight. Yeah, thanks everybody for joining. Lily, it's been really cool chatting with you this whole time. I really appreciate you being here. And Dadix, absolutely, thank you for the raid. It's been just a nice conversation. Like, I like when we can just kind of hang out and chat, and like I said, have that whole art studio feeling going. It's really nice. So Tiny Glade is definitely for a niche player. No objectives or progression, so you need to get your ideas. I mean, yeah, but I feel like if people play like creative mode Minecraft, if they like that, they might like that same vibe. Just kind of do what you want to do. But let's see. So we should be on a pretty regular schedule for stream now. So I'll be back next Thursday. I'll go ahead and drop that command because Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Time are my usual time for streaming, so I plan on being back next week. At some point, I do owe you guys at least 2 whole streams. I'm still working on figuring that out. I'd taken some time off over the last month, taking Fridays off, but we were busy as a family, so I wasn't able to get in some extra streams there. So it'll probably be on weekends. Evenings are very hard to fit, although we do have, now that we're moving into summer mode, some of our evening commitments are easing up. So we'll see how that all goes. But for sure, Thursdays at 10 p.m. My 3-year stream anniversary is coming up in July. That's actually going to be on July 3rd, which I think is a Friday. I'm still figuring out exactly what I want to do for that. At the very least, you will see me on July 2nd as a usual stream night, and I'll be doing something special then. I'm working on a few stream improvements to fit in, to introduce and roll out at that point in time as well. I've snuck one in, but nothing has triggered it yet tonight. So there is one stream improvement kind of already live, but I'm working on a new set to roll out with the 3-year stream anniversary then. I'm excited for it. It's, I don't have a crazy amount of time to devote to stream stuff, but I'm trying to bring us up a little bit. I enjoy doing this, and I want to invest a little more time where I can. If you are watching the VOD on Twitch or on YouTube, or if you've just been here lurking live the whole time, thank you. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you letting me share this with you. I hope you had a good time. If you did, please consider following, liking, subscribing, whatever is appropriate, leaving a comment. They're all great ways to support me. But just know that if you don't do any of those things, I am still just really happy that you shared this time with me. So thank you. If you enjoyed my art or what you saw, you can also check out our socials. Again, Ashley is the writer in our creative team. I'm the artist. So you can kind of see the full breadth of what we do over our website, wagworksga.com. We have the blog there, although we don't update it super recently. We haven't updated it super recently, but you can see all like my art portfolio, some of our comics. You can see details on some of our kids' graphic novel projects. We also have a shop there with some of our stuff, like our previous GDQ prize offerings we've done. That's all stuff you can check out over there. You can also see our work over at CoreToons, which we've had the bot kind of sharing it, but we have a Substack, which is just coretoons.substack.com, which you can sign up for absolutely free to get notified when big things happen. We've been a little bit quiet on that as we've worked on the website and worked on our digital newsletter, which actually, you can check out our most recent issue of the CoreToons Tribune. I actually said it right. That's fun. Our CoreToons Tribune digital magazine, completely free, no sign up, no anything. At this link right here, which is www.lovereading.co/CoreToons, all one word, /Tribune-April-2026. And if you do it, you should totally turn your speakers on, because when you turn the page, it makes this nice little page turning sound, and I love it. But that's cool. It's fun. It's got some small educational comics for kids, grades kindergarten through 5th grade. But it's also fun to read for grown-ups. We've got videos, video link to our interview with Cesar Lador, who he's got a kid's graphic novel being published next month, June. Miles and Jones, I think as it is, coming out here in the States. It also has some fun activities, stuff like that. But feel free to check that out. And our larger CoreToons website is just the lovereading.co/CoreToons. You can actually binge through some of our comics and also some of our other creators' comics right on that website right there. But yeah, you can also find us on Instagram. We haven't posted anything for a minute, but it's there. It's there at WagWorksGA. But the place where you'll most frequently see our content is here on Twitch and on YouTube, where you can find us also as WagWorksGA. This stream, the one that you're watching right now, will post, or will have posted, Wednesday next week, ahead of next week's stream. So that'll be Wednesday the 20th, around noon. That's usually noon Eastern time here in the States. That's when I post those. So when I schedule them to post, rather. So you can check that out there. Yeah, we'll continue working on this piece next week. I will move things forward. So expect to see Pence done, and I should have moved on to the next character. At least by the next time you see this piece, if not further. A goal here is to finish this piece by the end of the month, so we can order whatever kind of print that we're doing, whatever kind of special item we're donating, and we can get a good look at it before we send it in. If not by June 1st, then within the first few days of June is the goal. So stay tuned. We're working on that. That's the plan. That's it, guys. Well, I do, of course, always want to shout out Frank. He is not able to make it tonight, but he's currently working overnights, and it's hard for him to join. But Frank is a friend and a moderator, and he makes really good comics too. So you should follow him in case he does stream. And if he doesn't stream, you can also always check out his comics on Instagram at Lucy Goosey Comic. That's LucyGoosey Comic. That's his handle over there. They're funny. If you like Sunday funnies, like the good humor vibe from those, I think you'll like his comics a lot. So please do check it out. Support Frank. He's a good guy. That's it. That's all. I went through every single announcement, every one of them. That's it. I have nothing more. I stalled adequately to load my stream ending animation. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Thank you again for joining me. I really appreciate your time. I probably stream if no one was watching? Yes, because I just like doing this and sharing. But nights like tonight where I can just have good conversation, they fill my heart, and I really love it, and it brings me a lot of joy to do this. So thank you everyone for being a part of this, for helping me do this, and I hope you all have. Excuse me, I swear I'm not choking up here. I hope you all have a great night. I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye.